So basically, Shigaraki, his solution to what he's gonna do with fighting Giganto and the Meta Liberation Army, he's just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the Liberation Army to tire out Giganto. So it was such an awesome solution, which I didn't really see coming, and I'm actually so happy for Shigaraki. And I love how like he's not using Giganto to actually beat the Liberation Army. He's using the Liberation Army to beat Giganto. So it's different. It's very different because it's not as if, oh yeah, we're weak enough. This is our big guy. We're using him. Go and defeat these guys. He's not doing it like that. He's actually like, okay, no, I want you to submit to me. So I'm gonna use these pawns to tire you out so I can then defeat you, kind of thing. So it's really, really cool, and it just shows you how like Shigaraki's growing. And I really just love this chapter. I'm loving how Horikoshi were really focusing on the villains. So yeah, Boku no Hero chapter 224, villains versus villains, basically, the Liberation Army versus the League of Villains. I was actually going to make a video a couple of days ago about this, just because it's actually sinking in how crazy the Liberation Army actually is. Up to date, other than All For One, these villains are probably the biggest villains that we've ever seen in the series. These guys have over 100,000 people to their roster. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, a lot of people are actually saying how this 100, because it was too specific. How did Redestro say, oh, how did he know that? And we know that the book, the Liberation Army book, sold around 100,000 copies. So people are thinking maybe Redestro is just counting these guys as in whoever bought the book is following our creed, is following our philosophy. Maybe that's what he thought. Or maybe actually they have literally like 100,000 people underneath them, kind of thing, actually working for them, actually following them. So and it kind of seems like they do, in the sense they've got this whole prefecture, so this whole not like this whole town basically, and it's just Liberation District. So everyone that lives there, 90% of them, they all are following Redestro's goals. So it's mad, as in the scaling of what Horikoshi's actually doing in this arc in regards to, this isn't like Overhaul. Overhaul had the Yakuza. There wasn't a lot of them. You know, All For One was kind of basically by himself, and he had the League of Villains as well. Gentle was him and the girl. Like this, we haven't seen anything like this. This is unprecedented. So the ramifications for what's going to happen in this series is mad. If like literally 100,000 people will rise up, who knows? Japan's literally is game over. Endeavor, Hawks, all these guys, like regardless, they can't fight that amount of numbers. And what's really scary from seeing this chapter, I know, maybe you didn't realize, but I only deeped it in the last second. So we see this guy again. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a hero. He was in the chapter when Bakugo and Todoroki was fighting those like goons. And a lot of people are thinking like, because this hero, he was weird. Like, he just came at the last minute. He was just like, well done for doing this kind of thing. People were theorizing that maybe he's part of the Liberation Army. I need to read that chapter again. But we find out in this chapter, so it begs you to think, how many people within the top heroes are part of the Liberation Army? Are we going to get like a rising? Are we going to get like a Hydra kind of thing? In a sense, like, remember from, if you guys are into that, like the Marvels, I feel like everyone's into Marvel now. But like from Captain America, Winter Soldier, like, everyone in S.H.I.E.L.D. was like part of Hydra kind of thing. So are we going to get something like that? Because like political leaders, CEOs of huge companies following the Liberation Army. So it's going to be really interesting to see like who's going to rise up. Imagine it's characters that we know, which would be really, really cool. Now, other than that, I really do like Shigaraki in this chapter. Now, Shigaraki's quirk in this chapter got me thinking, is it me or is it faster? Because when we first saw Shigaraki use his quirk on Aizawa Sensei right at the start of the series, like it disintegrated slowly like his elbow. However, now he just like dashed through them and they instantly got disintegrated, like instantly crumbled. Now, this was similar to when Shigaraki went to try and jump and touch Overhaul, and one of Overhaul's lackeys got in the way and like his body just like basically got destroyed. But this seemed like instant. So I don't know if this has got to do with the fact that Shigaraki's been training for a month fighting off Giganto. So this means that he's basically increased his quirk heavily. Probably, and it's really exciting to see that the villains are also progressing just as the heroes are class A, so are Shigaraki and them. And yeah, I really do love Shigaraki's motives. He's so calm-headed in this chapter. He's just like, okay, let's go straight to the boss, let's do this. And basically this chapter, what's happening currently is they're biding time. And they're not necessarily necessarily biding time for Giganto to actually save them. They're biding time for Giganto to be defeated, to come and be defeated. Because remember, wherever Shigaraki goes, Giganto finds him. He's got hyper senses, so he will literally sniff out Shigaraki. During the month that they've been fighting back and forth, Shigaraki, sometimes he's been hiding. He ran away. Something, not like ran away, but like he went away. He's always found him. So the Doctor basically whoops them into this place, which seems to be far, far, far away. Giganto's gonna come. When he wakes up, he's gonna come running, kind of thing. So I'm really, really excited to see it. But in the meantime, it seems like some of these leaders of the Liberation Army, they're gonna fight some of the villains. And what we have coming up is the CEO of Shueisha versus Toga. Now we don't really know much about it. Well, we do, but Toga's very mysterious nonetheless. We saw her during, like the provisional license exam, and she seems to be very obsessive and obviously crazy, but I'm really intrigued to see more about her. So this is gonna be a really, really cool fight. It seemed like the ground exploded, so maybe like the CEO of Shueisha has like bombs. Maybe like that's her quirk, like she can kind of like, not like Bakugo, but like she can blow up things. Or maybe it was just a trap, I don't know. But other than that, I wonder who's going to fight the other guy, the political leader. Maybe Dabby or Twice, actually. I want to speak about Twice. Twice was really, really cool in this chapter. Because obviously what we know about Twice is like, he's half and half. Like, he'll say something and then he'll literally say the exact opposite in the same breath. However, he wasn't saying it for Duran. So it kind of showed you how much like he actually cared for the guy. Like I like Twice. Twice actually cares for his people, kind of thing. So he's obviously he's quite shaken by this. I don't think Duran's gonna die. They're just holding him hostage, kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like they're gonna go and try and get him. So some people are gonna stay behind, for example, like Toga, maybe Dabby, Spinner. I'm not really, really sure, but this chapter was really, really cool, and I'm really, really excited. I'm just loving that Horikoshi's just showcasing the villains. Like, it's about time that we get to see more villains and see what they're doing. We see Dabby again in this chapter. Now, bear in mind, this is all like still in the past technically, so this is kind of like right after the Endeavor versus High End fight. And I feel like High End's name's actually Hood, or because the Doctor said like Dabby didn't manage to get Hood back, or maybe. Pardon me, maybe he was referring to the head. Because Dabby was supposed to come back and retrieve High End, but that didn't happen. So the Doctor's not giving them any more no-moves, and obviously it's much harder to create these no-moves without All For One, which begs the question, how is the Doctor doing this? I thought it was more like, because I thought it was, we don't really know how these no-moves are created. All we know is that like, All For One, he kind of like forces his quirks into people, kind of thing. So like, and we know these no-moves, they used to be humans. So like, these people, they were robbers, criminals, they were like kidnapped or they volunteered, and they were literally forcefully injected into with quirks. So by All For One and the Doctor. But now that All For One's gone, like basically the main source kind of thing, where's the Doctor getting his quirks? There's a theory that because the Doctor is a doctor, he's probably experimenting on kids that he uses. Like, he takes their, like when he does tests, he takes their DNA, like blood samples, all that kind of stuff, and takes their quirk. There's the whole big theory that Deku always had a quirk. Deku was never quirkless. It was only when the Doctor said you're quirkless that like everyone was just like, oh, he's quirkless, kind of thing. So there's a theory that the Doctor actually stole Deku's quirk. Now, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It'd be a cool one, but also it'd be like, defeats the whole purpose of, oh, he was quirkless, kind of thing. So I don't know. But let me not get on a tangent anyway. So yeah, the fact that, how is the Doctor creating these no-moves? I really like it that there's a constant connection. So this is really, really cool for the League of Villains, that anytime Shigaraki can communicate to the Doctor. So we're going to get a cool relationship building up. Obviously, they have always had that relationship, but I feel like the Doctor is going to increase more. I don't know if he's going to be like a sensei to Shigaraki, but he's going to be like right-hand man kind of thing. Just how the Doctor was All For One's right-hand man. It's going to be like that with Shigaraki and the Doctor now. So that's going to be really, really cool. But other than that, yeah, guys, this chapter was phenomenal. I'm so happy. The artwork was sick. Like, I really love that widespread page when like the League of Villains like appear and you see the whole town. That was pretty sick. And the fact that the hero came and like led them there. So is this like a Hydra kind of thing? Do you think there's gonna be more pro heroes, guys? Do you think there's gonna be more pro heroes that are following the Liberation Army? Do you actually think they have 100,000 people, or is that just he do you think Ridestro thinks they have 100,000 people? So do you feel like he sees, okay, 100,000 people have bought this book, now they are our followers, or do you generally think no, literally they have 100,000 people? Guys, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. This is Sam. Peace out. I'll see you next week for like greatness. That is 225. And subscribe for weekly reviews of Book and the Hero. Let's continue the discussion down below. Peace out and goodbye.